Welcome to this week's episode of Work the Left Side. I'm happy to announce I'm joined by Luna Trix. Looking awesome. Thanks for joining me and thanks for having a chat. So,
hello.
You doing all right?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, I'm all good.
You got a cup of tea?
Yeah, I'm trying to detox a little bit, so I'm on the green tea. So at least for one night anyway. Obviously kind of a newish name to the biz. You seem to be smashing it. You know, you've got titles and stuff already. You're described as being, like the heart and soul of Championship Extreme Wrestling. So you're obviously doing something right.
You don't know what it is.
Well, more importantly, are you having fun? Are you enjoying yourself doing it?
Like, so much fun. I'm having a whale of a time. I love the social side of it as well, like meeting everybody. Everyone's really nice, and there's like all different groups of people, and you'd never meet these kind of people in like everyday life, and then wrestling just sort of throws us all together. So that's super fun.
It is like a merry band of misfits, I've been told.
Yeah. 100%. Everyone's a weirdo.
I think you've got to be to be fair, aren't you, to be able to walk around the ring, for a living and for fun, basically. It's not like you get paid a shed load of money when you first start off, so you're literally putting your body through, through that for enjoyment. So, I think you've all got to be a little bit tapped.
Yeah, definitely. For the love of wrestling.
It's still real to me, damn it. I'll ask the generic question. How did you get into it? What made you think I can do that?
So I was drunk one night in a pub, and a guy that I know was talking about this wrestling malarkey. I'd never even seen it on the telly or anything. And I was like, with gin in hand, like, oh, that sounds a lot of fun. I could do that. And that was like the Saturday night. So then on the Monday, he texts me like, right, come to training then. I was like, oh God, no, I can't think of anything worse. But he convinced me, so I went along and had like the best 2 hours ever. It was just so much fun. I just fell in love with it. I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I thought clothesline was what I put my socks on, but it was really good.
I learned somewhere, and like I say, for your first class, if you enjoy it, you don't mind taking the bumps. You didn't hit the mat and then just run off scared kind of thing. Then obviously, you're going to be able to do what you need to do. So obviously, then yes, went to your first class, kept going back on a week-to-week basis.
Yeah, I was going like 5 times a week. I became like obsessed with it. So I was doing like about between 8 and 10 hours a week. Yeah.
Because most people when they start off, I hear, when I'm talking to them, they go once or twice. Twice is quite a lot for a lot of people. So to be there like 5 nights a week is that's pretty cool.
Well, because I didn't watch it and I didn't know anything. I was really shit. Like most people start and they have like a general knowledge of stuff, but I thought a pin was just lifting someone's leg up. So the coach was on his front and I lifted his leg and I'm like, why is no one counting? Like what's going on? I don't understand. So I had to work like twice as hard to learn stuff, I think.
Yeah, that might not be a bad thing though, because you're not going in with any sort of previous ideas of what to do or thinking, okay, I can do this. You go clean slate, knowing I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. So
yeah, I certainly wasn't stealing anyone's shit because I didn't know what they did. So
yeah. So I mean, was that literally then a drunken conversation, and next thing you know, you started wrestling and you're going to? I presume obviously you sort of based down south, aren't you? I'm in Leeds. I sort of see commentary popping up a lot when I was sort of looking into you a bit. So
I'm on the Isle of Wight.
Oh, you're on the Isle of Wight.
Yeah.
Way down south then. So,
yeah. Basically French.
Yeah. Did you have a school there, or did you have to come over to the mainlands to go to?
There's one school on the island called Outcast Pro Wrestling, and it's run by Matt Jackson, also known as Jackson Arrow. You've probably seen him on CXW.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's all right then, because I know obviously when I've talked about schools before, I sort of say, it seems like you're only 30 minutes away from a school nowadays, no matter where you live.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if that would have applied, to yourself. So
I'm 12 minutes away.
12 minutes, wow, it's even better. So So yeah, they basically put you through your paces. Did you sort of just take to it like a fish to water after a few classes, or?
No, I sucked so bad. Jackson was like, "What the hell is this girl doing here? And what the hell am I supposed to do with her?" Which he will fully admit now. And I remember Rudy Root, who also wrestles at CXW. He trains at Outcast too. He was like, "Who the hell is this girl in the glasses? And what is she doing here?" Like, they just had no faith at all. They tried and tried, but I am a little bit dumb, so it took me a long time to get stuff. And then they'll say, like, it's like I finally just clicked one day, and they were like, "Oh my god, she's finally got it!" Like,
The pennies dropped. Well, again, that's probably put you in good stead because you kind of knew you had to work harder, so you put more effort in, and then when it did,
yeah.
you worked on the foundations, and obviously you've just been building up from on them. So since, like I say, you must be doing something right because you're holding titles and stuff already.
I think it's just because I'm really funny and people like me.
That's part of wrestling. That's part of the entertainment. It's part of the character. How did you come about? You know, the character, what you do in the ring, kind of thing. Your personality.
I don't really have a character. I don't really know. Like, everyone said just be you, dialed up by 100. So that's kind of what I am, I guess. Like, when I work as a face at promotions, I'm just like happy, clappy, fun, bit stupid. And then if I'm a heel, I'm just like angry. Like if I was mad at something.
Just taking all the energy from the day and just being like, right,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much.
Do you find that you obviously you work different then when you're working face or working heel?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, it's like face stuff and then like heel stuff. You have to like change your face. Sounds really stupid, but you do. Like, just even your facial expression can change your character.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. If you're going in there, you want to be a heel, you can't be all smiles and dancing,
Yeah.
can you? So, when you're working on moves, then do you kind of think, right, okay, that'll work if I'm being a face, or that move's awesome if I'm going to be working heel? You kind of have like different banks for different places.
Kind of. But it's more about how you execute the move. Because I think, from my understanding, back in the olden days, you couldn't do flashy shit as a heel because that was like too facey. But now you can do flashy shit as a heel, and as long as you act cocky afterwards, it's fine. That's,
Yeah, it's different placements in matches, kind of thing. So yeah,
yeah,
you as long as you fuck up the next flashy shit bit, kind of.
yeah,
You do, as long as you mess up more flashy stuff than you're successful, then yeah,
yeah.
you can get away with it as a heel, kind of thing. But yeah, it's all about placement in matches and stuff. So, well, yeah, I mean, the psychology of a match. Then obviously you've learned, you've been to school 5 times a week. You've got it all down. What was your first match like? How did that feel when you first popped a crowd?
So my first match was actually an over 18 show. And they're obviously very different to family shows. And I think I was only training for about 4 or 5 months before my debut. But I could actually do quite a lot, like move wise. But I didn't understand like selling and stuff. So like I was doing all this flashy stuff, like Liger flips off the apron, Black Widow submissions, like head scissors stuff, sunset flips, whatever. And then I'd take a bump and just feed straight back up, like, hello, I'm here. So I thought I did well, but looking back now, I'm like, oh God, stay down, for God's sake. Like, sell that shit.
But again, that's stuff that you learn through experience. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
look back on stuff, and the fact that you can look at it and be like, oh, no, that was totally wrong. Again, just every match is, well, as a fan, I'm just based on what I've heard and what I've been told. Every match is a learning curve. You learn something new after every match, kind of thing.
100%. And you can train and train and train all day long, but I believe you learn more in a live show, in regards to feeding off the crowd and like knowing what works and what doesn't work. And Like, because you could go to training and all your mates can be like, oh, that was amazing, that looks really cool, and then you do it at a show and the crowd's like, should we go get a hot dog? Like, they don't care. So yeah, no, show experience is definitely massively important, I think.
So, talking about the face heel thing.
I thought you were going to say talking about the hot dogs.
No, we'll might come back to them later. Face and heel. Do you have a preference? I know some people prefer to work heel, some people prefer to work face. It takes easier to be a heel because it's easier to make somebody hate you than it is to like you. What's your take on it? Do you find it easier to do one or the other?
It depends who I'm working, really. Like, if I'm working any of the guys, I've got to be face every time, because it just doesn't, very rarely does it work the other way round. And face is easier because you don't have to be as loud. So you can like do moves and breathe and do like a little bit of like crowd like stuff with your body language. Whereas heel, you have to give shit constantly. And like I'm like, oh Lord, I'm so out of breath. Oh, I need to say things and do stuff. And what am I gonna do?
Well, if you can't say anything, just go like that. Or like that.
You're not on a family show.
Oh, not a family shows, no. But I'll just go like that. Family shows, I'll get the reference. But
I don't get the reference.
I've actually done it wrong myself. I'll talk about that. So that's just an Italian thing I was on about thinking about. But yeah, so heel is harder work then, because as you sort of said, you've got to chat more shit if you're a heel.
Yeah, if you're working like a super strong face, it's already so over, then it's fine. But if like both of you are completely new to the promotion, you need to have a strong heel for sure.
Yeah. So, well, your first title. How quickly did you get the belt, and how did you feel? I know belts don't mean much in anything in wrestling, but obviously they do. It's recognition, it's promotion, entrusting you, with the belt. So it's got to mean something.
Yeah, that's completely true. So the first belt that I won was my home promotions, Outcast Pro Wrestling, and I love that they put it on me. I love that they chose me to represent their women's championship. Like, I love that my coach believed in me and thought I was ready for it. But also, I'm the only girl, so
yeah, open challenges.
There wasn't like there's no other girls on the island currently that are show ready. But it was still really nice that he thought I was ready to hold it, because it was on it was on Zan Phoenix. She's retired now from the mainland, and yeah, I faced her. It was only my second ever show, and it was really good fun, and that was nice. And then
it can work as well, though. Do you have like open challenges then? Just having people coming in to try and take the belt off you, kind of thing.
Well, where we live on the Isle of Wight, it's quite hard to get people over, because the expenses of the boat, the ferries are like extortionate at the moment after COVID. Everything's gone up, hasn't it? And I do a lot of intergender stuff here and work with the guys quite a lot. So kind of just stuck with that, really.
Well, obviously, you sort of said there's only at the minute, but I'm presuming obviously you've got people coming through the school. It's not going to be too long before you get a few more men, match ready.
Yeah.
Building feuds with and having rivalries and
100%.
working. How do you find it working with guys? Because I know that's kind of something that splits the wrestling fan base. Some people are very pro intergender matches, and some people, just don't get behind it.
Yeah, I think people that are like anti-intergender need to like get the fuck over themselves, because I don't know if you realize this, but like it's not real. So like chill out. As long as it's done properly, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
and like the crowd as a whole normally love intergender stuff, especially the over 18s. They love that. Oh yeah, look at the hot girl beating up the guy. Yeah, ooh. And even the family. Like, I think it's really important for young girls to see female wrestlers in the ring, be that with another woman or another man, and kicking ass, because then they're the next generation of wrestler that are going to watch that and be like, I can do that. If she can do that, I can do that. And just get over it. It's really not that big a deal.
No, I fully agree. I mean, obviously they've been going on. I know you did obviously. I don't know if you've gone back and watched any sort of wrestling since you started doing it, kind of thing. But obviously, yeah, you in the early 2000s, you had China in WWE wrestling. The guys. It's always been around. It's nothing new. I still don't see why there's this sort of stigma, about it, kind of thing. And if it's done right, it's very enjoyable, and it is what wrestling is. It's just storytelling. Like I said, it's not real. It's storytelling. If you guys can put it on, and it's believable, and it's action packed, and it's fun. Yeah, spot on. Applause all around.
100%. I think because it's men that are anti intergender.
Yeah.
Like, it always is, and I'm just like, do you know what? Grow a fucking pair. Stop like worrying about being so fucking emasculated, and just enjoy wrestling for what it is. A bit of fun.
That's it, exactly. Obviously, hopefully, Outcast, it seems like it's not an issue. I think I can presume that all the guys there will be more than happy to work with you.
100%. We're all like super good friends as well. We socialise outside of wrestling. We all have barbecues and beach days and things, and we're there to make each other look good and put each other over. And if everyone focuses on making the other person look good, then everyone looks good all round.
Exactly. Well, that's it. Yeah, because it's not just about making each other look good. If you all look good, the promotion looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
All these amazingly talented people. So yeah, it's a job, as guessing in that sense. Well, any promotion should be a team effort because you all want each other to look good.
100%.
So, how do you find it outside of Outcast then? Do you just stick to the women's matches outside of? So I know you've done, like sort of said, seen commentary pop up a few times in your match listings and posters and stuff
In
like
where,
that.
sorry?
Coventry.
Coventry Pro, yeah, I love Coventry.
And then there's a Championship Extreme as well, isn't there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Coventry Pro is women's wrestling only, not only women but they don't do intergender, which is fine, because they're very lucky. They have a lot of really talented women, so they don't need to put on intergender matches. Like, they've got some bloody amazing women there, like Emma Cross, Carrie, Shorty. They're like the home girls. They're bloody banging, honestly. They're so good. One of my best ever women's matches was with Shorty. She's lovely. She's fantastic, and she's grown to be one of my really good friends. And they also bring in a lot of women as well from outside, like Harley Faith, Chantel Jordan, Nadia Sapphire, Kiara, loads, absolutely tons of them. And it's really nice after coming from an all men's promotion to then go to Coventry and be in a locker room just with the girlies, like messing around, having a giggle, then going out and beating each other up, and then coming back and like having fun after. It's a really nice place to be. I love Coventry.
How did you find that then for the first time? Because obviously, like I said, you kind of went to the school, you worked Outcast for X amount of months before venturing to Coventry. That first time, it must have been a bit of a, like, you walk into the women's locker room and there's not just you there, kind of thing.
I was terrified, absolutely terrified. I was like, oh my god, women, like boobs and intimidation. What do I do? But they were all so welcoming and so nice. It was wonderful.
Because I can imagine you kind of just being hesitant and be like, what if it just, what if it's very? I can imagine being afraid that it's quite cliquey. What if you're, well, pun intended, what if you're the outcast kind of thing? What if you go there, you don't fit in?
Exactly that. And I remember the drive up there. A couple of the guys came with me to support me, and I was like, oh my god, turn around, I've changed my mind, like, I don't want to go, what am I doing? And then I was like, I'm not good enough for this shit, take me home, like, Jesus. But no, like I said, it was great. They were all fantastic. The promoters really lovely as well. So It's really good. Good place to be.
That's cool. What about CPX then? Not CPX, Championship Extreme.
CX Dub, CX Dub. So the first time I was on that show, basically our whole roster was booked as well, and they used our ring. So I was like well in my comfort zone, and I think it was my first outside booking as well. I was in an intergender match with a guy I'd wrestled before, so I wasn't too worried. It's the first time that I met like the pit bulls, the big scary men, and I was like, oh my god, they're terrifying, and they're like lovely. I get on with them really well. They're really nice, and it was the first time that I met the Rebellion, Jack Torino and Taylor James, and they are wonderful people. I adore them both dearly. After my match, they spoke to me backstage. Like they had a lot of time for me, which was really nice. They were like, look, get proper gear. You need to work, like try and work some more women. Like gave me loads of advice and help, and I've been friends with them ever since. And they still continue to give me advice and help, which is really lovely. And I can't remember who else was there. Joey Naylor, Aaron Warnes from SOS Wrestling.
It's like I say, I've been obviously kind of researching and looking into matches and what you've been up to and stuff like that, and it does look like. So I'm a bit further up north, so I've never had the chance. I've only seen bits and bobs like on YouTube and like social media and stuff like that. But it does seem like a very cool promotion. Some amazing talent on the cards, and again, you hold a belt at there, do you not?
Yes, I do. I do, which is lovely. Because again, it's a company choosing you to represent them, and there's actually women there as well. So it wasn't like, oh, she's the only one, might as well. So yeah, it's really nice, and I've had the opportunity to work some super cool girls there too. Nina Samuels and Nix in a triple threat last time, which was super good fun. My boot split like 10 minutes before I was due to go out, so they had to swap the matches around whilst Nina Samuels stitched me into my boot, and I will tell that story forever and love her forever for that.
That's quality.
I've worked the Voodoo Queen. She was lovely again, super looked after me, really nice girl. The vibe at CXW is like nothing I've ever known. The promoter is off his bloody rocker, but he's amazing, and he pushes the event so hard. Like he's so supportive of everyone. He keeps in touch with everybody. He started bringing in some of the Rise boys because they don't get as much out down south a bit more. He thinks about everyone. I mean, we turn up, right, and he's got a barbecue out the back for all the wrestlers, a chest fridge thing full of beer, water, and wine. There's like a separate changing room for the girls with showers.
Wow.
And yeah, we all get free sausage and a beer and get paid and have fun, and it's lovely.
Sounds like a really damn good night, to be fair.
Yeah.
Rise, obviously, I'm based in Leeds, so obviously that's the home of Rise. So it's nice to know that those guys are, going elsewhere as well and being sort of booked.
Yeah, so they've had Leonardo Darwin on CXW, who I love him. He's brilliant. And the Pitbulls, obviously, they've been on Rise before. So I think there's a few guys, Big F and Joe and his friend. I can't remember his name. Oh my god, I suck. Lots of them.
To say it, but I'm like, I don't say it just in case I'm wrong, because I'll just be like, oh crap. But yeah, I think I know who you're on about. But it definitely sort of seems like that extreme promotions kind of stick together, or they've got a very good core group of talent from a few different places that they can kind of thing.
That's what I like about CXW. Like they have different wrestlers. It's not all the same kind of people. Like you've got the Rise guys and the deathmatch guys, and then you've got like the super indie fancy guys, and like there's just like a big mix. But the locker room is so chill. Like everyone's friends. It's really good.
It is. When I've looked into it, it sounds very. Again, so I'm making references. If you're not aware of, again, very late '90s, early 2000s wrestling, ECW. It basically just sounds like they've made a British version of ECW that was renowned for just being a group of misfits kind of thing. You know, you had your boards, you had your death matches, you had your flippy shit, you had your technical stuff, and it all within like one promotion.
Yeah.
That's what it reminds me of. You don't want to see any sort of the extreme stuff down there.
I don't know another promotion that has such a vast difference in like styles. It's brilliant. There's everything that you want to see in one show.
That's it. It's the perfect circus. You know, if you don't like one thing, you'll like this thing. If you don't like that thing, you'll like this thing.
Yeah.
What it should be. And yeah, because I mentioned Rise, but even like Rise is very dark, very underground, very sort of extreme kind of thing. But it's not as varied as what I've seen. You know, like
I watch Rise on the YouTube, so I like Rise. I'd love to be on Rise one day. That's like
people are down. Obviously, it's all word of mouth. I presume it's all word of mouth. That's what I get told. So obviously,
I just have to keep nagging them.
Just talk to them and be like, you know, it's not that. Well, I suppose it is that far. Would it be worth the travel? You know, for you. I mean, obviously, going to Coventry is one thing, but coming this far up to Leeds.
I've been to Leeds before. I've wrestled in Leeds. I've wrestled in Newcastle. I'm wrestling in North Wales this year. I sort of go all up and down the UK.
Oh, so you're not scared to travel. You're not scared, but you don't mind putting the miles in there.
Oh, I don't. I do drive, but I won't drive on the mainland because scary motorways. But I normally have one of the guys take me or come along for the road trip. Like, come drive me. I'll grab your coffee. Like,
again, you'll find, like so I said, it's all networking. It's meeting people. It's talking to people. It's them putting a word in for you.
yeah.
Stuff like that. Obviously, vice versa. You know, you can put a word in for them, and you just branch out and go to various different. I think there's that many promotions now. You'll never be short of a booking, I don't think.
Yeah, and there's tons and tons and tons. I just I wish we didn't have this bloody stretch of water because it's an hour on the boat and like the timings are so bad. So we went to a show on Saturday, me and a couple of the guys, and I was fine. I was staying at my friend's in Southampton because I had another show the next day. But the guys missed their midnight boat, which meant there wasn't another one till 5 a.m.
Wow.
Because annoyingly, they've taken off the 3 a.m. boat, so there's no middle boat at all.
That's mental. So you literally are like on a restricted time kind of thing. If you don't hit that midnight boat,
Yeah.
You're sleeping in your car until 5 in the morning. Kind of
Yeah. I did feel bad for them, bless them.
But,
I mean, I still slept soundly. I was fine.
yeah, but you kind of woke up and felt a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Nina Samuels, obviously, quite a big name.
She's amazing. Like, honestly.
Really nice person, I take it. If she sat there sort of sewing you into your boots, that's really hearty. That's just kind of like, it's just like, really nice.
She's such a bitch in the ring, and then outside she's just like the nicest girl. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Working with her, I mean, when you work with people like that, do you pick the brain? Do you sort of just try and get as much information out of them as possible? Do you get like critiqued after your matches?
I would love to say that I stand there and ask them questions and ask for advice and listen and hang on to their every word. But in all honesty, I'm backstage going, oh my God, 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 like the whole time. So afterwards, I'm like, oh, have you got any feedback for me? Like, and when I'm like calmed down, and I always try and get feedback and stuff, but before I am a jittery mess. Like I can't even think what day it is, let alone ask advice. Like I'm just like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why do I do this?
I suppose before the match, obviously you kind of got to you do what you do before the match, and it's only afterwards that you've done it, you've got it out of the way, the butterflies have gone, that you can kind of be like, okay, yeah, then you can actually talk to a human being.
Yeah, 100%. And I've got this horrible thing where when I'm nervous, I talk too much. So I'll be like, "Hi, nice to meet you. So I've got some ideas. Did you want to do like this, and this, and this, and this, and this?" And then I've watched you on YouTube because I'm not that I'm a stalker or anything, but I have watched you like a lot of times, and I've seen that you do this, this, and I'm like, "Oh my God, just shut up, and just let other people speak."
I mean, obviously, it must just be. It is just exciting though. Like you said, based on what I've seen, you've been in the business, so I want to say 3-4 years.
4 whole years. 4 whole years. Next week.
You're still eager, kind of thing, which is something you should never lose. But you are still that early enough in your career.
Oh yeah, no, wrestling hasn't made me dead inside yet.
There we go. That's good to know. Do you find, obviously, you said before you got into it, you didn't really know anything about it. So do you find yourself kind of watching it now just to pick up on stuff, or do you watch it as a fan now? Is it as doing it made you a fan of watching it, or?
No. So I I watch like indie stuff on the YouTubes. But like I don't really see anything of AEW. WWE, sometimes the guys will come round and I'll like stick it on the telly and put pizza out and stuff for everybody, but I normally go to bed at like 1 a.m. and just leave them watching it and so I'll let yourselves out. Like I'm tired. There's too much going on. Like I could not watch Raw and SmackDown and is there another one?
Not for WWE, they're the main two. Then you've obviously got Dynamite, you've got Rampage, you've got Collision for AEW. You could literally fill every day of every week.
Yeah, and then you've got New Japan as well, and I just can't. I'm like, who's who? Like, yeah.
What I do tend to find it's like music now, where you don't listen to an album or you don't listen to a full show. You just basically pick out the good bits, like a song here or a song there or a match here or a match there.
Yeah,
that's what YouTube's for.
I like watching indie wrestling because it's much more relatable. In AEW and WWE, like someone could hit a back elbow and the crowd are like, "Oh my God, he hit a back elbow!" Ah! Whereas like you do that on an indie show and they're just like. So if you watch indie wrestling to learn about indie wrestling, it's much different to watching mainstream wrestling. Like they're two different styles, I suppose.
Yeah, and it's being able to gauge the reactions as well. I presume, obviously, like you sort of said, the fans of WWE or AEW, those kind of audiences, because they're so big as well. Obviously, everything sounds bigger. You get a big pop, a big move. If you're then going into a match doing a similar move, and you get a very small pop for it in comparison, you can't help but feel deflated. I presume, it'd kind of be like, oh, I kind of expect a bigger pop.
Yeah, 100%. And the crowds that we perform in front of aren't hardcore, like die-hard wrestling fans most of the time. They're like Jill and Brian that have taken little Benny out to watch the wrestling for the afternoon because they remember watching World of Sport. That's right, isn't it? World of Sport.
Yep.
Yeah, and want to like relive a bit of wrestling and taking their little kid, and they don't care if we're going to do like no sell double Canadians into a 450 splash. They want to see the heel get like, slapped around the face and like a little bum spank and a chase spot around the outside. Like that's what they want. They're there to have fun for a couple of hours, eat their burgers, eat their popcorn, cheer the good guys, boo the bad guys. So you need to research what promotion it is that you're booked on, find out what their kind of niche is, who their audience is, and what kind of wrestler they need you to be for that particular show. I sounded really clever then.
You're the first person that's ever said that to me, and that is spot on. That is absolutely bang on. Yeah, and it's the first time anyone's actually ever said it to me. As a wrestler, like you sort of said, know the promotion, know the audience, know what they expect. Because you can't go to like Extreme and work a family show match. It's not gonna fly. The audience won't pop for it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then you can't go to family show and work an extreme thing. So you need to know where you're going and how to work.
Yeah, we do camp shows as well. So if like I went to a camp show and was just hitting all this hard stuff and screaming and things, the kids would just be like, "Can we go arcade now?" Like you need to perform to your audience, really.
So I was going to mention, because that's always a point of conversation with people, like, you know, working the holiday camps and things like that. I was talking to somebody last week about it, and they was like sort of saying, you know, it's the best thing you can do as a wrestler at any point in your career. You know, they sort of strongly advise you to work the holiday camps, because in 2 or 3 matches a day, you know, you're working so closely, like over and over and over again. It's the best way to learn. It's you learn the foundations. You know, you learn by repetition, and also at family shows, you kind of get to work on your, like, a character more, or you kind of get to work on audience participation.
Yeah, so camp shows are like character trials. So if you've got an idea for your character and you're like, I don't know if this would work, you go out to a camp, you try it. It doesn't work, it's not the end of the world, because they're still there to have a good time. They're going to cheer whatever. If it does work, you're like, oh, I see these kids' ears pricking up. They like this. I reckon they'll like this on the other shows. And you also learn to work on the fly a lot more, because with camps, like sometimes we don't find out till like maybe 30 minutes before the first bell who's wrestling, because it's like everyone turn up, set up the ring, and then you get picked who gets to wrestle. And then you've got like 30 minutes to get your gear on. It takes me like 25 to get my gear on, and then 5 minutes to plan. And I remember going out there, no time to plan at all, and just calling everything, and it just makes you feel a little bit more confident in your ability. So I would agree. I highly recommend camp shows for everyone.
Exactly. You all about there then, like, you know, calling matches, you know, on the fly. Again, you get some people who've got that mindset of they want to go over everything before a match, you know, this bit, that bit, and then, but that's like a really old school mentality of just calling it, you know, in the ring during the match kind of thing. What works, what doesn't work, you can change it up. Are you quite comfortable just going into the ring then unprepared and calling it on the fly?
So, if it is a camp show and I'm working one of my guys that I've worked 100,000 times, I will call it all day long. I actually disagree with the mentality of, oh, just call it out there, bruv. Just call it out there. I've been wrestling for 37 years. I'll call it out there. Because I think if you've never worked together before, there must be some sort of discussion and some sort of rough plan. You don't have to plan everything step by step by step, but to be able to do intricate spots that show off what you can do and wow the crowd, and that hasn't already been done on the show, there has to be a plan, because you are in charge of looking after the other person's body. And if you suddenly call something that's a stupid move that the other guy doesn't get, you're going to hurt someone. So just plan your shit. It takes 10 minutes.
Yeah. Like, talking to you, it's hard to believe you've been doing it for 4 years. You've got you've got a really wise head on your shoulders when it comes to this sort of shit. Because the way that you're talking, it's just like, yeah, you're absolutely spot on. Because if you call a move, the other person doesn't want to do it, there's that moment of hesitation. Somebody's going to get hurt.
100%.
Yeah, somebody's landing on the head or the back in a really weird way. So to me, as I would think, like sort of a 50-50 split. Like, say you want to talk about 4 or 5 really good moments in the match, so both of you look good and get your bits in, and the bits in between you can call on the fly kind of thing.
Yeah, normally it's like you sort of like, oh, how do you want to start? Like, oh, what's your shine? Okay, this will be the cut off, and then I'll do heat. But like when I'm here, I'm like, oh, I'll do heat. Don't know what I'm going to do, but these are like, and I'll say like a few things that I do that they'd need to know about. And I'm like, this is the word that I'll call for this particular thing. I might hit it, I might not. We'll see what happens out there. But just so that they're aware, so that I don't like send them off and say something and they're like, sorry, what does that mean? And then we just have to stop and have a whole conversation in the ring. Like that's not going to happen, is it? And I don't want to risk hurting somebody, like, ever.
Yeah, no, like I say, very, very wise. Whoever, like, obviously, this is like amazing for Outcast because they've just obviously done a really good job in training, and you've got the mindset for the psychology, and yes, this is awesome to to talk about.
I think Outcast is on the Isle of Wight, so we're a little bit out of the way and people don't really know about us. But Matt Jackson Arrow, is probably one of the most underrated wrestlers and coaches. If you get a chance, do check him out because he is fucking shit hot at what he does. A lot of people applaud me, and I'm like, well, go talk to this fucking guy because he taught me everything I fucking know. Like, he's brilliant. And he's actually a really nice person as well, which is quite annoying because normally... like, he's really good and really nice. It's like, right, okay, you've just got it all, haven't you?
I want to hate you, but I can't. Yeah, it's one of those just shockingly like, I want to not like him because he's so good, but
Yeah.
But yeah, no, there's a massive reflection on him as well. Because I'm saying this stuff to you, obviously you've been taught it, but it looks, you've been, your head is so smart when it comes to this, and just the mindset for wrestling is absolutely spot. So we talked about the promotions that you've been at, holiday camps.
Can I mention like a couple more promotions as well?
Yeah.
Otherwise I'll feel bad if I don't mention them. So I'm also working for Kapow and SWF.
Okay.
Who are like one of the biggest companies in the UK, but like show wise, they do like I think like 100 and I'm gonna be so wrong, 130 shows this year maybe.
Right.
I might be wrong. They do loads, and I've like just started working with those guys. They're amazing. They're like a great bunch. They do everything from like hardcore style to family pub show. Like they're great. So hi, Kapow and SWF.
Kapow, I've got to hold my hands up. I'm not overly aware of the SW, the other one, but there's that many.
Oh, they're the same one. Like they're joint.
I just know them as Kapow. Then, so I just apologise.
Yeah.
I've seen like posters and stuff, so I just thought they were a separate entity.
Yeah.
So, okay.
They just had oh my god, what's his name? What's the worm guy's name? Oh my god, Scotty Too Hoy. Yeah, they just had him. I can't believe I nearly forgot that. They just had him at one of their shows, and I hear rumours that he might be coming back. So watch this space.
Yeah, well, I think he's over here again later in the month because I know he's wrestling in Newcastle. I think towards the end of July. So it's probably, as you probably they try and get as many bookings whilst they're over here to make it worth the flight.
Yeah.
That's good. It's always good to sort of see. It just makes the company gets more eyes on the product, and if you're working the show with them, obviously gets more eyes on you as well.
Yeah, 100%. And like, I like meeting famous people because then I can take a selfie and put it on Facebook. Like, oh, look at me, even though I've probably never ever seen him wrestle before. Because
millions of other people have, and now they've seen you as well. So again, eyes on the product, eyes on you. It's all, everybody benefits.
I also want to mention a demon thing called Brett Meadows, who's Damien, who wrestles at CXW, the Demon Death Squad.
Yeah.
And he's like wonderful. Him and his wife have actually kind of like wrapped me under their wings a little bit, and they've been really helping me. And I've been doing festival shows with them. They've got a festival show, the Motor Fest in Essex, on the 5th of August. I can't remember. On the 5th of August. They're really nice people. They're Wellbore Wrestling. They're on YouTube. They're like 3 subscribers away from 1,000. Go and subscribe to them right this instant. And
we'll get them.
They're wonderful people.
I'll put the link in the description. So after you've watched this, obviously like, hit subscribe, everything on this one. Yeah, go to the descriptions and there'll be a link to their YouTube channel in there.
They're like 3 people away. Let's do it.
Yeah, get them over 1,000. Not a problem. So yeah, I mean, so like you sort of said, it just seems like no matter where you go, you kind of got this really close knit kind of family vibe. Everybody is really nice to each other now. It's not before your time. Christ, I'm saying that, it makes me sound old, but I'm not making me sound old. I'm not trying to make you sound like you've not been around either for that long. But
I'm only 21.
Yeah, well, that's fine.
I wish.
Yeah, that's fine. But yeah, probably like 6, 7, 8 years ago, I had this really bad rep in British wrestling of being like very cliquey, and you have like the boys club and X, Y, and Z. But it just seems like everybody's just nicer now.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've met some dickheads, but not very many.
Yeah.
Like, for every one dickhead, there's like 20 nice people. So far, anyway. There's still time.
Oh yeah, true. To be fair, within 4 years, but no, it does as a whole. Obviously, you're going to get a few arseholes, but for the most part, it does seem like a lot more. People want to elevate other people because they now understand if you look good. Like we said earlier on, if you look good, they look good. The show looks good. The show's good. Gets more eyes on the prize kind of thing.
Yeah. The thing that I found with wrestling is like I'll meet somebody at a show and we'll chat for 5-10 minutes like another wrestler. But then they'll take the time to like follow you on your socials and message you wishing you luck. Even if they're not on a show and they see that you are, they're like, oh, good luck for that one. And, what you got on this week? Oh, have a nice time. And Tim Strange, who was on Six, I mean, he's one of those guys who's just like so super nice and supportive, and like just having people behind you makes you feel really like a bit more confident, and it's lovely. I like the wrestling world, I think.
That's it. I mean, I've again just hearing stories. It's just the odd kind word here or there, from another wrestler, just to sort of like that moment in that match. That was awesome.
Yeah.
And just lift you up, take you through next week's worth of training, or take you through booking kind of thing. So yeah, it's just kind words here, kind words there. Just helps to elevate.
That I like is like a lot of the guys that I know aren't afraid to be like, that was fucking shite. Like, don't ever do that again. And like, they'll give advice and be like, don't do this. Like, you need to do it this way. But then they're not just like up your ass sugarcoating stuff. They want you to get better, which is why they are honest with you, not just blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah. No, again, as I was saying about the kind words, obviously it goes the other way. You've got to be sacred. I presume that's quite free flowing as well. Like if you do something wrong, you'll get caught on it. But with the intention of, so you don't do it again, so you get better.
Oh, if you do something wrong, it will probably be clipped, put into slow motion, and then sent to you with captions. And that's not that that's ever happened.
I saw you on a poster. You got I totally forgot the date. If it's already happened, I apologise, but I think it's coming up. You've got a fatal four-way. Lizzie Evo's involved.
So no, that already happened. Lizzie couldn't make it, so it was just me, Nina Samuels, and Nix. Yeah, that was the triple threat. Yeah.
I thought that might have been a pre-match to the four-way, because I know it was those. I noticed those three. Well, obviously your name and the other two names. And then I knew like Lizzie was meant to be involved, so I thought, okay, that's going to be a follow-up match.
Yeah, no, unfortunately she couldn't make it.
Somebody you want to wrestle at some point in the future? I think she's for women's wrestling in the country. She's one of the top names, I would sort of say.
I missed the beginning of the question. Sorry.
Is Lizzie somebody that you hope does come down again at some point, so you can have a match?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've seen Lizzie. She like is phenomenal. The same as like Lana Austin, Sky Smithson, LA Taylor. Like they're all those girls are top girls that would make me completely flap out of my brain. The same as Nina Samuels. I was like, oh Lord. But I'd love that opportunity, of course.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, fingers crossed she gets down, in the future. So obviously, any other promotions or people you want to shout out? Whilst,
God, hang on. Let me look at my calendar. Obviously Kapow. I've said Kapow. Kapow run shows like 3 or 4 times a week, all over the place. So look at them. Outcast Pro Wrestling has a show on the 5th of August, which it will be a really fun one. So look at them. World War Wrestling doing the festivals at the Motor Fest. I hope it's called Motor Fest. Please be called Motor Fest. I want to say Motocross, but it's definitely not. It's Motor Fest. Festival of Wheels in Essex. I'm going to North Wales soon. I don't. Some of these ones I haven't been announced for, so I'm like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say it. Pro Wrestle Dorset, that's going to have a banging main event of like Kelly Six, Tate Mayfairs, and someone else that's really good that I can't remember. They're a new promotion. That's 4th of November. CXW's next show is the 11th of November. Oh my god, have they announced a date yet? I hope so.
I'll share and tag people via Twitter and stuff as well, just so people can go and follow their social media accounts and keep up to date. With obviously I'll put a description of what we talked about, so I'll put these promotions in there as well, so people can go follow them on Twitter.
Luna just talks a lot of shit, and I kind of nod and agree.
I think it's been a conversation. I've really enjoyed it. Like I said, for somebody that's been around for 4 years and is so young, you're wise beyond.
I'm not actually 21. I'm 32.
Well,
I just try to pretend.
But I've only been around for 4 years in the wrestling world, so you're still a wrestling baby in that sense. So, but you are wise, and I've had a very good conversation. It's been awesome talking to you. Hopefully, you do venture, up into. Hopefully, I'll see you at Rise at some point. People will start putting in.
One can dream.
I mean, obviously, we've got True Grit and Tidal up here as well. So there's quite a few good promotions in the Leeds. I'm quite spoiled in that sense.
Yeah.
If you come up for Rise, just try and check out the other ones as well if you can.
Yeah, 100%.
Highly recommend. But yeah, hopefully, I'll see you face on more posters around the country. You venture up here, and you just keep doing what you're doing, and you get many more titles as well, because obviously you've already held 2. Or have you had 3 now?
4.
Oh wow! Sorry,
yeah.
Wow. So there you go. 4 years in, 4 titles. So
1 a year, pretty good.
I'll just keep it going. So on your 10-year anniversary, you can be a 10-time champ.
Yeah.
Right. It's genuinely been a pleasure. Thank you so much for chatting.
Thank you.
Thank you for not taking a bathroom break as well, so I didn't have to edit anything out.
I know, I held it for so long.
Thank you. It's muchly appreciated. You could have gone there. I wouldn't have blamed you. It has been a genuine pleasure. Thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe. Do you want to plug? You've plugged other promotions. Do you want to plug yourself? Do you want to plug your Insta, Twitter, anything you use?
I don't use Twitter because it's really mean, but I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know the handles. Are they called handles? Is that what you call them?
Oh yeah, handles or apps or I don't know myself. I'll tag it in.
Yeah, I don't know any of them, so it's just Luna Trix.
I basically always tag you in stuff anyway on Insta.
Thank you.
That about stuff anyway. So I will I'll put your name in there. People can go follow you through the link. So and thank you for chatting.
Thank you.
Subscribe, and we will see you again very soon.